Well, it looks like it's time for me to make a response. Mr. Roy made a video which he took it down, name calling me and Pedro about the whole incident with the girl from TikTok, supposedly the whole story with she claimed that she was sexually assaulted and the whole thing with the delivery and all that. And me and Pedro, we should make a response video and apologize to the guy. We're giving bad names to man for this incident. Hold up here. Pedro talked a little bit more about the incident than I did. The only thing I mentioned in my video was the response from DoorDash. I didn't say not even a single word about the guy. I didn't say anything about who's right and wrong. I didn't describe the incident at all in the video. I was making a response to the comments about DoorDash. I didn't touch anything about the incident. What I touched upon is the response from DoorDash, and that it's a good idea to wait for a final report. And if the final report says that nothing of that sort happened, she gets deactivated, and that's the end of the line. Yes, I only went by what I saw on Pedro's video too. And then there was a follow-up, there was a part 2 on Pedro's video, where apparently she took a video of the guy inside the house where she's not supposed to do that. And those are the terms of service. That's fine. Like I said, you wait for the final report. But everybody already had the evidence. Case was already closed. Everybody, including Roy, that had the case, matter was closed. They already know 100% what happened. People were claiming in the comments, oh, the guy was passed out and drunk. Do you have the breathalyzer test? Did you take a breathalyzer test to this guy yourselves? Did you see any report that there was some kind of breathalyzer test to know 100% the guy was passed out because he was drunk? I mean, come on now. Come on now, serious. Nobody knew what the intent was. We might find out later on that these two knew each other and they were trying to do a gag. We don't know that right now, but as we know, the JFK thing, it's still ongoing. How many years have gone by since the JFK assassination? Thank you. What about the 9/11? Tucker Carlson made a new video about talking about new evidence have surfaced since the 9/11 happened. More new reports, new evidence are coming out, and new information is coming out. So how do all you cats, when this happened the same day that it happened, you all got the evidence 100% of what's going on? You're smarter than all the investigators on the planet? That goes to show you how ignorant and naive people are in this country. You guys are assuming from what you're watching, but the way you are responding, you're responding like that you guys have all the information, you got all the evidence, case is already closed, and it's settled. And this is what it is, and it's final. That's wrong on every level. And then Roy goes ahead and talks about, we don't know the laws of this country. Now, let me touch upon that. If you need to have some kind of law of how you're supposed to respond in life, of how you're supposed to behave, to have any type of decency, of any common sense, and what's right and wrong, or any logic with the whole thing, we need to have a law for those. The law is going to predict of human society in the United States, and they're going to tell you what's right and wrong, and because the letter says so, we can do this. According to what the law said. Which a lot of the laws are flawed to begin with, which benefiting more the people in power than the citizens. That should be aware to everybody. But sometimes we'll take only the ones that it benefits us, but that same law will not benefit somebody else. How fair is that? And then if there's a law that benefits the other people, but not you yourself, then you get up and start complaining and yelling. And we see that that's how it works. But that's not how it's supposed to be. You're supposed to have your own ethics. You're supposed to have your own know-how of what's right and wrong, what's decent and indecent. No, you're not going to have a law to tell you that. But that's the problem. We have laws like that. And that's wrong, and that's the end of human society. That's the end of culture and everything that stands to the human race. Period. Now, I didn't say anything about the guy in the video at all. The video that I made. And I didn't say nothing about the girl if she's right or she's wrong. What I touched upon is that DoorDash should not jump the gun right away. Wait for the final report or final investigation. And when that's concluded, then you can determine if she was right or wrong. You just don't off the bat deactivate people. Now that we know a little bit more about the video and about DoorDash claims it wasn't about the report. It was all about the video. We don't know that it's true or not. You know why? Because DoorDash is the company that cries, is the boy that cries wolf. That's DoorDash. So when DoorDash does so many lies, and then they tell one truth, they're not going to believe you. That's on them. That's on them. We see the reputation of DoorDash in every state and all across the United States. They've been in more courtrooms for lawsuits than any other company on the planet. And we get all the complaints from all the DoorDash drivers nationwide, more than any other company out there. So what are you trying to say? We hate the company and we find a chance. No. Let the things run how they're supposed to run with common sense and logic. And not off the bat jump into conclusions. Like most of you jump into the conclusion right away, knowing everything about the case. A police report, or if an officer shows up, he's not a private investigator. Okay? He's not a detective yet. Okay? That's why we have those in the system, for a reason. They can do a more thorough job. A police officer can do so much. They do have some knowledge of from point A to point B. They'll just do a quick investigation about the matter. They're not going to do the same procedure as a private investigator or detective will do. That shit takes time. They just do a quick assessment of the case. That's all. Because we have evidence, especially in the town that I live in, that they found 40, not 4, take the number 4 and put a 0 to it, 40 cases that were mishandled by the police department here. Outrageous. It made the headlines of the town's paper. It made the headlines. That's way beyond just a 1 and 2 and 3 mistakes that it was an accident. 40 mishandled cases. So don't tell me. Because some people showed up, oh, it's final. It's 100% accurate. No, it's not. Mishandled cases are going on by the truckload every day in the United States. Okay? There you go. That's why we have different people working in organizations that have their own class and their own specialty when they're doing stuff like that. If that's the case, we wouldn't need them. We wouldn't need them. We'll have one person that does everything. What's the point of having these other branches and other specialty positions? We don't need those. If one person can do it, what's the point? That's why they're there to begin with. Okay? Because there's no one person does everything. It's ridiculous and absurd that we need some laws out there to tell us how to be decent, how to have some common sense and logic, how to have some kind of ethics and a culture. We need others to tell us. Like we cannot figure this stuff out ourselves, which is common sense and knowledge. No, we need a law to tell us how this is right, and you can do this or you cannot do that. Do you know when a customer, let's be a little bit general right now. This way, Mr. Roy thinks he knows it all, right? When any customer in the United States order through DoorDash, do you know they get to see the picture of the person? In this case, they see a young girl's picture in the order, and also put the name up there too, what her name is, and a picture of what she looks like. And you can see in the picture she looks like a young girl. Now you can say, what was the intentions of the guy doing what he did at home? We don't know 100%. But knowing these clues, you can say there is a possibility. And then Roy is trying to bring me down with a comment because I made a response to a comment that was not in the video. It was a response to a comment, which I left a comment said that it could be a case of a decent exposure. And he's saying it's not 100%. We don't know that because you and me, we don't know what the intent was. That's why I said it could. Let's look up the English grammar. When you're saying might be or could be, that means there's a chance it is and there's a chance it's not. If I said it is in the English language, that means I am what? I'm saying that it is 100%. When I say it is a case. That's why I wasn't sure either, and I said it could be a case, which means it could not be also. Let's get that clear. So we know you can see the picture of the girl, and you know somebody's coming to your house. So you don't need a law to tell you how to behave. You use your own ethics, your own common sense and logic, and your own judgment, your own culture and moral code to know how to behave as a civilized human being nowadays. We don't live back in 2,000, 3,000 years ago. Okay? We're living now in 2025. You expecting a person is going to come to your door and they left the door. Some people said that the door was open. Some people are saying that one of the doors was open, but the screen door was closed and she pushed the screen. So we don't know all the details. And the thing that it says on the app that leave it at the door, you know how many times I have orders from DoorDash that says leave it at the door? And they're at the door and I tell them, oh, I thought you guys wanted to have this food left at the door. We never put that there in the app. That's what the customer responds. Was it one case? No, hundreds of cases. When a customer never specifies in the description what to do with the food, either leave it or hand it to them, if they don't leave anything in there, DoorDash automatically puts it as leave it at the door. So this girl is young. She's probably naive. She's a brand new driver. And she also, where this thing happened in New York, where I've seen, and everybody else can back me up on this, that's where you see a lot of this shit, especially in New York. That's where you see a lot of shit. And I've seen a lot of shit on deliveries. Even before the gig economy, I've seen a lot of shit like that on deliveries. So don't tell me these people, it was an accident. We don't know what the intent was. We'll leave it there. If you're not 100%, you cannot say, oh, that's not the case either. Let's not play games with this shit. And just when you think it's over, it might not be over. Next week, something else might pop up about the same thing. A month from now, something else can happen. We don't know that. We don't have all the information. And like I said before, it's possible. I'm not saying it is. I'm saying it is possible they could know each other. How do we get to know that if it's true or not? We wait. We wait, and it might be a chance that we might find out. Give it some time. Right away, oh, we know 100% this is it. Dino is wrong, Pedro is wrong. Hold on here. And how many times we went out there and do the research, we do the research and we find the research information, and even that is wrong. Then they do new research and they found out our initial investigation was wrong. Because now we got new evidence that's showing it went down differently, or somebody else was involved and not this person. People get incarcerated for 20 years. Then finally, after 20 years, they find new evidence that it wasn't him or it wasn't her. And they get released. But these guys, these cats, they know everything. Boom, one day it happened, we know everything. Case is closed. I mean, it's ridiculous, and it shows you the state of mentality of people. We're very quick to judge, and that's why the country's in a mess. Especially Roy, like I've been saying, he should not be doing responsive because he does not pay attention to the video. The video was not about the case itself. It was about DoorDash's handling of the case. So me making an apology, I didn't say nothing about the guy or the girl. I described that I'm responding to the comments that were left in Pedro's video. And the whole video was about DoorDash. Because they're doing this with other things with DoorDash. And I explained, and people know what I explained, and they know it's true, about other shit that DoorDash is doing, and how they're deactivating people for no reason. And this could be the same thing. But now that we know a little bit more, that it was about a video, and that's still not 100%. Because they're saying it was not about the report, it was about the video. And how do you know that's the case? It could be about the report too. It could be about, because we cannot trust people anymore. We can't. Because everywhere out there you give people the trust, they stab you in the back. And that's how we know. And when you're stabbing people in the back and then you want to come out righteous, that's the boy that cried wolf. That's on you. That's on you. So with that, to be clear, everything that's out there, you have to give it time, and you need to be 100%. You need to be 100% before you jump in the gun and say, oh, we know the guy was drunk. Okay, where's the breathalyzer test? Nowhere. Did they did one? We don't know. I haven't heard anything like that. So how do you know the guy was drunk? How do you know what the intention was? And how do you know they didn't have a picture of the girl that's showing, it's a young girl that's delivering, you can see it in the picture. Okay? So you're telling me there are some elements there that you can make an opinion on that it could be a case. Because there are elements are there. There are some stuff and evidence that it's there. But we will never know what the intentions were until new information comes out. And either we get that information or not. But if you're going to tell me 100% of a person that you never met in your life, on each side, that you never met in your whole life, you already know 100% what that person is and what he was thinking and what his intent was by watching a video, and within not even a day, and you can tell me exactly, then you're more of a human being than any other human being on the planet. You must be the most smartest human being on planet Earth to know that. It's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. If you guys are that smart, you should not be working in the gig economy and work in telekinesis and higher phenomenon department in the government. You guys should be working for NASA. You guys have surpassed MIT and any university out there. You guys are that good. You guys are that good to tell me that this case is closed within an hour of watching the video and whatever information you got for that moment, that case is closed. I don't know what to say anymore. I'll leave that to the audience. Maybe they have an answer to all this. And I'll catch you guys later.